Am I the asshole for telling my son I want no contact? Me 45 male and my ex-wife got together in our teenagers. We got married at 21 and had our son at 22. After our son was born, we slowly started to drift away. When our son was about 11 or 12, I decided to pull the plug on my marriage. I don't know why, but my wife was very shocked. By that time, we already had been dead in the bedroom for about 4 years and haven't had any deep discussion for about the same time. I was just done. I took about a week for me to move out, and all this time my ex cried all the time, begging me to stay. But I stood my ground. My son was very angry at me and wouldn't talk to me at all. I understood why. In his eyes, I was hurting his mother. When I finally moved out, he didn't want to see me at all. I tried really hard, came regularly to see him, but he always told me he hates me and ran to his room. I was devastated. The divorce was finalized in about a year. Custody was in place for 50/50ths. We got my son in therapy, but it just didn't help. He hated my guts to the core. I never wanted to force him to go to my place. I could, but didn't want him to resent me even more. I still wanted to be there for him, went to his games, sent him birthday and Christmas gifts, but he shut me out completely. Last thing he told me is that he doesn't want me at his events anymore. I went to my ex's house a couple of times, but she always told me that he doesn't want to see me and that she wouldn't make him. At this point, I was cut off completely. I found myself in a long dark road of depression and pain. It was like my son died. The lowest point of my life. But one day I woke up and was just done. I rebounded and have since moved on. I met my current wife, and we have 2 beautiful kids. Life was great again. Until about a year ago, when I got email from my son. He apologized for everything. That he recently had a child and started reflecting and realized how horrible he was to me. He wanted to reconnect and be in my life again. I didn't feel anything when I read this mail. I didn't respond. Since then, he sent about 15 emails detailing what is happening in his life and his kid. I never responded, but I figured I at least owe him some kind of closure. I haven't sent it yet. It goes, "Dear son, I would appreciate it if you stopped sending me emails. I went through hell and back to be at this point in my life. I have a family again, and I'm very happy right now. I understand you have regrets and some guilt about the past, but I hold no resentment towards you and I forgive you. Bringing you back into my life would introduce complications I am not willing to face for my own good and that of my family. I simply cannot give you what you seek. I want no further contact. I hope you understand and wish you all the best in your life. Goodbye, original poster." I finally told my wife what is happening. She read all the emails and my draft and was horrified. She begged me to not send it and open my heart for him. We argued and a demand for therapists came up. She even told my parents, and my mom went nuclear. She started berating me like I was a little kid again. I don't know why she doesn't understand. She was with me all this time and saw what I went through. In the end, she told me if I did this to him, she will do the same to me. I was speechless. I don't even know what I seek here. I went through similar stories here, and a lot of the comments were not nice to people in my position. I don't know. Maybe I am a prick and need to hear it. Response 1. Wife is horrified at the idea you could do this to your child. She is likely imagining you as suddenly capable of turning your back on the children you currently have with her. There is no way to put the cat back in the bag. Original poster, you do not get to continue on in your happy life without immediately addressing this in the many ways you've been advised. I'm sorry for everything you've gone through and what is to come, but I'm hopeful for a positive end. Response to original poster, go to therapy with your son. Ensure you're scared to reopen the wounds that were left, but he was hurt too. Ensure you're scared that if you let him back in and you get close to him and your grandchild, that he may decide to just leave again and you'll be back in that cold dark place again. But please go to therapy with your son and work through this. You deserve to have your son in your life and he deserves his father in his. Response 3. This. I'm in a situation with my oldest that's very complicated. I've reached out many times, some family members on my side and my exes have tried helping, all to no avail. At this point, I haven't given up but rather let go. I've accepted their choice. If they reached out today and said they wanted to try again, I would say yes, with a counselor's help. Our estrangement has been for so long that we aren't even the same people anymore. We definitely need a third party to navigate getting to know each other and set ground rules for communication. I gasp when I read the email Op wants to send because it's so extreme. I get the pain behind it, but Op, it's not fair to blame an 11-year-old for whom a divorce was sudden and unexpected for being angry that you left. That would have been the time to seek court-mandated counseling to rebuild the relationship, and taken your ex to court for violating custody orders. But you can't ring that bell. You can only learn from your choices. Is it also possible your ex said some things to him that exacerbated how he felt? Was he getting any sort of support or counseling in the aftermath? Because those answers could offer further insight. This is an opportunity, and not to slam and deadbolt the door in your son's face. It's a chance to heal both your traumas through therapy, get to know each other again, and build a relationship based on who you both are today. Even if you still choose no relationship with him for now or ever, I still urge you to get help. I know how a traumatic family situation, including divorce, can mess you up for years, even when you think you've moved on. Take my word, it's worth unpacking it, and it can get better. I'll add that your wife is a wise woman. Please listen to her. She's able to see this more objectively.